Hey traders, and good morning. Today we're going to take a look at the markets as we usually do on Thursdays to provide you guys a complete market update so you know exactly what the major currencies are, commodities, and also stock indices and cryptos. All right, good. So let's begin with the euro, right? So the euro bullish above 16.92. That's the same level I shared with you guys. So, well, I've been away for the whole week, right? I shared it with you on Friday last week, I think, or Thursday last week, I think it was. And my general idea was just been to buy on dips because overall we're still dealing with an uptrend. And we did go lower, and I think the initial buy level was at 1780 or something like that. And as you can see, we're in the green now, and the market is going a bit upwards. And if one could get out at 1871, that would be a good little trade. And for people that are not already long, I think it's a little bit too late here using this specific strategy. And I would wait for a pullback. And if we do go down to 1754, then I think that's really where people are going to probably try to go long again. Because again, we're dealing with a bullish uptrend, and buying at support is really what we want to be doing here. If we take a look now at GBP versus the USD, the trend is bullish here as well, and the idea has been as well to buy on dips, and the trend funding level remains the 129.71 level. The idea has been to buy here and for this to go upwards. We are in a bit of money now, a bit of green. That's always good. Let's see if it could catch up with the EURUSD. And there's the dollar yen. Now the dollar yen, I was bearish below this high, which is 106.56. And we went up, it went to our advantage. That did good. But then eventually the market moved up again and did trade above our trend defining level. Now if you look at this today and even on the daily chart, it's a bit hard to say what's going to happen next. This not like a really good solid pattern. Like even on the big picture, you can see it sort of goes down since 2017, but it's nothing I would be focusing on. It's unfortunately just a bit too messy, and even in the short term it's too messy. So I would actually like to give this market a bit of a rest, and then we can take a look at this one maybe next week. Not that I think it's going to change too much, but yeah, let's just ignore this one for now, I think. Aussie dollar versus the USD. The general idea here as well is been to buy, and the trend funding level I mentioned to you guys on Thursday last week remains the same really. There's no change here to what we're doing. We went down to support. One could have bought here if you wanted to, and the market moved upwards. Dollar CAD, the idea here as well was to sell, and the trend funding level is slightly higher, and the idea was to sell up here for the market to come down, and here we reach target. So far all good in currencies. Again, in the green in EURUSD, bit positive in GBPUSD, stopped out in dollar yen, Aussie dollar is doing good, and we have dollar CAD here that reached our take profit levels. Now you're looking at this today and say, all right, it's breaking below the low, I want to sell again. Yeah, maybe that's something you could do, but the market is a bit sluggish right now, all the major currencies. So I wouldn't really get too excited as well. Don't forget it's August 13th. And even though we're under lockdown, people like myself, taking time off, like a lot of people taking time off. And traditionally the markets are quiet at this time of the year. So I wouldn't get too excited. And, we can trade it, but just wait for some solid opportunities. All right, so this is gold. So gold, remember, I've been bullish for quite some time. In fact, I've been bullish since last year, summertime, when we're trading down here. The idea was actually quite straightforward at the time. We were dealing with a massive, let's see if I can lower this one, dealing with a massive head and shoulders, and the idea was just, allow this to trade upwards and go to 1715. Well, we went as high as 2076, and then we had a few ideas, and the market went upwards. We talked about buying the breakout here. We talked about buying the breakout here. And I think we talked about buying the breakout here. So we also talked about buying the dip here. Talked about buying the dip here. So I've always been bullish since pretty much last year. And what happened here, though, recently is that, you know, we're trying to chase this, right? So we move stop loss orders higher and higher and higher. And the last idea was to buy here around these levels, would take profit or stop loss orders down here. Now that, as you can clearly see now, got totally obliterated, and that's fine. You know, at the end of every major trend, or at one point, even within major trends, you are gonna get this blow up move and you're gonna give something back. That's just the way it works if you insist on trading the trend. And on this daily show, or well, it used to be daily, on this show and the strategy I'm choosing here, I always have a view and I always try to go with the trend as far as possible. And this is a very good example of just sticking with the trend will reward you. And I don't know how your years are coming around, but because of all these mega trends, I'm having one of those really good years. And I remember because I started working professionally in 2009 as an analyst. Actually, I think it was in January or something like that, 2010. And I remember this period because I was already trading. So I started to trade in 2016. I wasn't trading gold at the time, but I remember doing analysis of gold, and it went up and up. And at that time, I remember exactly, we were like 11,000 for 11,050 or something like that. And before we knew it, we were up here. And it was just daily, just trying to go with the trend for as long as possible. And at the end, you know, we went all the way up to the upside. So again, we go with the trend until proven otherwise. Here we were proven otherwise. The trend did fail. So what's the plan now then? Well, you have short-term trends. You know, you're going your 4-hour chart. You got your big picture trend. This is the daily chart. I mean, if you would take Fibonacci from the very low to the very high, you can see that we have barely come down to the first fib level of this big move, because this is the latest major swing high. The thing is this though, if we're going to come down, it doesn't have to necessarily kill the trend totally, but it probably will do it to some extent. So I'm a bit cautious. And for now, you know, keep an eye on 1793 and 1817. You know, should trade above that level. We should ultimately be fine. It should probably trade just upwards. But I wouldn't be buying yet. I mean, if you're ultra bullish, maybe you could be buying, but I would not be buying yet. Why? Because in the very short term, we're dealing with a downtrend, right? We are creating lower and lower highs on this 1-hour chart. And as long as trade below 1956, we're dealing with a downtrend. Obviously, take this out, we might go up, and then maybe go down and we can buy. But even here, there are different degrees of downtrends. Right now, we're dealing with a sharp move. It might just be up and then lower. So what's the thing here then? I would just wait. Give this a few more days, you know, and see what happens, because there's so many different combinations here. Like, let's see if I can use this, but we can go. All right, no, wrong button. There we go. Let's see. I'm trying to activate this whiteboard. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to use this one. What can I say in general? It's probably going to go up, down, be a bit messy, mess around with people in their positions, and then maybe we'll have a nicer pattern we can work with down here. Crude oil. All right, crude oil is up today, and it's up in the last half hour, and I think it can continue to go up. I'm quite confident about that. If you look at it from a big picture perspective, it is a bit of a messy chart though. It's nothing we can really have a very strong view on right now, right here. And I don't think we should have a very strong view. But in the very short term, we are dealing with a bit of an uptrend. And that trend is bullish above 41.05. Then you have these levels down here. That will be 39.48. And if you look at the 1 hour, the market is trying to take out this high, and I think if it succeeds, it can go a bit higher. Again, this is not like a solid pattern by any means at all. I wouldn't really allocate in any money unless you really know what you're doing, but we might go a bit higher. So take out 42.91, we can reach 43.47, and then you have these levels up here. If you're looking for more consistency in trading and just a bit more relaxed trading, I will look for a pullback. So, you know, if we have a pullback to something like 41.81 or something like that, then that could be interesting. And then just look for that. Again, it's summertime. It's not gonna be too busy, I think. Right, this is the German DAX. Now, I didn't do an update for you this week, as you know, but I was bullish. I turned bullish on the break here. It reminded me a lot about what happened with the Dow Jones. Remember the Dow Jones? The Dow Jones was on its way down like this, and then we said on a break here, we're gonna go upwards. And indeed, we traded higher following that with about 5.6%. German DAX has also concluded this little short-term downtrend, and we are dealing with a bit of an uptrend. Now, if you're looking at this today, you know, if you did been buying up down here, good on you. Probably good idea to book a bit of profit here. I'm not sure we're going to come down to 12,786, but if we do come to these levels, I think people will be buying, and then they're going to target the highs again. I think we all, you know, maybe here somewhere. You see, we had that slide, and then we went upwards, and then we might come down a bit, and then we hopefully gonna have that. I mean, we may be already at that section here, but I think we're here somewhere like here, and then we're probably gonna come down a bit and then up. So down and then up, and then maybe beyond this level. Here's the Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, that day was to buy down here, and ever since we really haven't had like a massive correction. Why? Well, the market can be like this sometimes, and I've been trying to get involved, but we really haven't had a strong pullback, right? So what's the game plan now? Well, I'm super tight now, super close to where the price action is. That's 27,465. And as long as you do trade above that level, I'm happy to be bullish, and we can probably go upwards. But we need to understand, just looking at this chart, you know, it's been bullish for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then you had a little bit of indecision day on August 11, and then you had a bullish day yesterday. Ultimately, I do think we are going to trade upwards, but I don't think that I would be super heavy short here, oh sorry, long here, because the best idea was down here. But if we go down, you know, if we come down a bit and we go down to something like 27,751, one could potentially be bullish from these levels and try to target the upside. I remain bullish above 27,465. That's it. If you have questions, you put them in the chat box. And what we're going to do now, we're going to look at a Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, you know, guys, it's been a bit of a disappointing. I made some good money on Bitcoin Cash, but I was looking for that explosive move. We didn't really have that. Like I did trade, let me see here if I can show you. And Bitcoin Cash, I bought down here at 246 and then traded that up to 271. And then we had another trigger to the upside. I wasn't part of that move. And then you have that big slide, and I bought here at 288 or something, traded this part. But we never, so I traded these sections here like that. But we didn't have like, unfortunately, didn't have like massive moves that I wanted to. And the markets come back under pressure. Now, I wouldn't get involved in Bitcoin Cash, but there is some interesting stuff in normal Bitcoin. So this is normal Bitcoin. And you're looking now at a nice double top. So that's the double top. And then you have an ascending triangle. We were looking at something similar just a few days ago as well, but that never really worked out. But you have this pattern, and then you have that situation there, all right? So if we take out 110, sorry, we could potentially trade much higher. And if you're super bullish, you think that, you know, this is gonna be a good investment for the long run, whatever, then maybe you can go and be bullish from around that trend line and just being bullish above this low here, which is the former June high and the 10,561 level. I wouldn't be buying there. I'm a trader. I'm not sort of married to any single market. But this is something. And overall, this looks all right. If we look at it from a bigger picture perspective, we're still outside of the triangle. The biggest issue with triangles, though, that they are rubbish. Triangles are rubbish. They're really rubbish. They work sometimes in things like cryptos, especially in a bull market, like on the way up, like in 2017, you had like a massive moves just upwards. You can trade your triangles, but in most markets, they don't really work. And this triangle, which you can't see right now because I removed it, as giving us many false moves. I think is in the past, you know, I think people were looking at sort of this triangle here, and then, well, so many false moves. But for now, again, we'll stick with the bullish view until proven otherwise. All right, I'm gonna head over to our YouTube channel, and if you do have questions, just put them in the chat box. It's a Thursday. I don't have any 10 a.m. meetings, so I can't answer questions. Just put them in the chat box. Just say hello. Don't forget to hit that like button here, as well as the Twitter to my link to my Twitter account. So we have Nicholas Parrott. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Let's take a look here. You got a question, and the question is, what about New Zealand dollar versus the USD? All right, so New Zealand dollar versus the USD. I was bullish New Zealand dollar to USD up until recently, but I'm not bullish right now. And the reason is we took out this level here, and that pushed things a little bit lower. Now we're still dealing with the sort of longer term bullish uptrend. You know, if someone put a gun to my head and said you have to trade, then I would probably just do something like this. But thankfully I don't have a gun to my head, and I don't have to trade this, so I'm not trading it. If you really want to be just go with the flow, be bullish, then Aussie dollar, if we come down to support, that's better because it's much more stronger. If you're looking to sell, you're like really bearish. Yeah, I wouldn't be. It's not like a mature pattern to trade that. We have Buzzer the second. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing good. He says, hi, Alex. If you are watching this, the recording, don't forget to hit that like button as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and subscribe to this little bell button here. It gives you notifications. Okay, good. We don't have any more questions, so we're gonna wrap things up. If you do have questions during the day or anything else, just ping on me via @AlexFX00. As well, if you want to sort of fasten the way, or not fasten, but faster reach some sort of, well, you just want to be profitable. Of course, I can't tell you that because, you know, everybody are a bit different when it comes to their trading, and they're a bit different how they manage risk. But I'm profitable in my trading, and the last couple of weeks, literally everything I've been touching, more or less, has been turning into a nice healthy profit. And whatever I did, I said this before, right? I said that whatever I've made in the first 6 months, well, let's say the first 5 months, I did like 3 times of that. Now I think it's like 4 times of that. So it's like that when the markets, especially when they're trending like the way they are right now, my system just pushes. And whatever sort of lost year I had in the past is usually eradicated. But again, it's not for everyone. Like, I didn't have a profitable 2019, and I did have profitable 2018. And again, since 2014, I'm making money in my trading. But again, it's not for everyone because not everybody has the stomach to trade it. But if you are interested, I mean, if you have no strategy at all, then you definitely want to check this out. So just head over to InvestingCube. So on InvestingCube, I created a course, and you can have access to this via ATFX. So you got the Forex trading course, and you got coaching as well. So the Forex, you get access to both with an ATFX account, and you get a 0 cost. You know, if you don't want to change broker, you can get it for $7.99. Should probably be higher given the money that I'm making with the same strategies. So we do cover what's a technical analysis, what's a trend, what's the risk-reward ratio, and then nowadays I trade a lot with chart patterns. And the benefit of chart patterns, they give you exact entry, exit, and take profit. And you say, well, chart patterns, I can read about them online. Yeah, you can read about them online. But what you're going to find online is you're going to find the standard free version. That's the problem. That's the challenge. And who writes those standard free versions? Well, somebody that maybe has 1 or 2 years of experience of trading, sometimes you find somebody else that has a bit more experience, but is a free content. Like free content is free content, right? This is also technically free, yet obviously when you open an account with ATFX, what happens is that when you trade, you pay the spread, right? And that is how they make some money. So there is a cost there involved. It's just that you don't pay it up front. You just pay it as you go. Now, if you don't want to trade with ATFX after this, you say, I don't actually enjoy trading. I signed up to this course and you know what? I don't really want to do this anymore. It wasn't for me. Then it's fine. You can always take your money out. But if you did like the course and you did make some money on the back of it, then obviously keep on trading with ATFX. That way you win, they win, and everybody else wins. If you want to know more about this, you can just put your details in here. Someone from ATFX will contact you. Again, the only way to access this for free is with an ATFX account. If you want to pay for it, you can do it. You just pay $7.99. I think it's $7.99, not pounds. And you put your card details down here, and yeah, actually, yeah, £7.99 actually it is. And then you can get access to it. You can watch it on the site. Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, 𝗹𝗻𝗃𝗲𝗃𝗃, that's the best way to reach out to me via Twitter. If you don't have that, you can also reach out to me via info@investingcube.com. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon, hopefully. Thank you, and bye-bye.